A very good afternoon to all of you grade 4 students. How are you doing? So this is the first lesson of the week and I will be taking 4 pages today. Please open your course book to page 186. Okay, the topic says line symmetry. Now, symmetry is something. You can do it for any object. Look around your house or maybe just look at yourself, stand in front of the mirror. Now, if I draw an imaginary line passing through the center of my nose, in between the two eyes and the center of my body, that divides it into two equal halves. So the line is going from up to down straight, imaginary. There is no such line. In between my two eyebrows, middle of my head, in between the two eyes, the middle of my nose, cutting my lips, and going down, separating my body into two equal halves. That line is called an imaginary line of symmetry. It's called a line of symmetry. So today we are going to discuss about a few diagrams and the different lines of symmetry that it has. So to begin with, first, we talk about the line of symmetry and its definition. So, what is this line of symmetry or line symmetry? It is the symmetry with respect to reflection. So now, just imagine any other object you can take. Maybe you take a square. If you divide a square, okay, into let a line pass through the center of the square and divide it in whichever way, you will find that the square is divided into two equal halves, not in one way, but in 4 different ways. We'll come to see of how to calculate that in the next slide. So it is an imaginary line. It is not real. It's just in our imagination, that passes through the center of the shape. Remember, it has to pass through the center of the shape. And what is the second thing? That it must divide it into two equal halves. Okay? And it's very important for us, this line symmetry. Why are we studying this line symmetry? Because it's very important for us and it allows us to see things differently. What does it do? It helps us to see things differently. Now, anything that you see, maybe a window pane, you can divide it and see that it has a symmetry, an imaginary line of symmetry. You can do that with your chair, maybe. You can do that with your gas burner, okay? You can do that with anything that you have at home, okay? Now, I hope you haven't forgotten. What are polygons? What are polygons? Polygons are, yes, I can hear, can I? Polygons are shapes with many sides. Poly means many. Now here we are talking about number of lines of symmetry in a regular polygon. Now again, polygons can be divided into two categories. One is regular polygon and the other is irregular polygon. What is regular polygon? The name itself suggests that it should all be regular, not one line is long and the other one is short, and I mean not like a scalene triangle or not like a pentagon which has many different lengths of each of the 5 sides. So you can see these 6 figures and I have done the work in the next slide, but now as of now just look at these figures. What is asked? You have to draw the lines of symmetry on these polygons. Okay? Why do you have to draw this line? Because what did we say? That the line of symmetry divides a diagram into two equal halves. Okay? And then we will write the answer to the statement, but later on. Come to question number 2 on page 186. Okay? Now look. Look at the lines on each shape. There are 2 lines drawn in each figure. Can you see? Okay. But one is a line of symmetry and the other is not. All you have to do is select the line. Okay. Select the line of each individual diagram and tell which is a line of symmetry and which one is not. Okay. Question number 3. Write the letter name sorting these shapes into correct part of the Carroll diagram. You can see different shapes. Now here in the table that follows, you can see that it's written at least one line of symmetry, and in the next two columns it's written right angle and no right angle. Now I want you to know, remember whenever I told you that when two segments, small lines, they join, okay, they form an angle. The space in between that is called the angle. So right angle is an angle that measures 90 degrees. Now the angles can measure from 0 to 360 degrees. How much they can measure? 0 to 360. But here we are not going too much in the detail. I only want to know what is a right angle. Right angle is an angle that has 90 degrees. Okay. So the first says that at least one line of symmetry, and the second is no line of symmetry. Okay. Now, turn the page. This is the 2D nets of 3D shapes. What is a cube? A cube has 6 square faces. What is a cube? It has 6 square faces. Now, you can see that this can be arranged like this. You can cut it off, imaginary again, or you can take your maths notebook and cut off each square like this and then try this out. Okay, we will be drawing the nets later. On page number 189, you have to name the shape. Now here there's a trick. Can you see these dotted lines here? This is actually going to give you the hint. Can you see these dotted lines here? Okay, in each of the diagram in the center, there is a dotted line, and that is what is going to give us the hint. Okay, now let's come back. So, you see, I have drawn the lines. So, how many, I will just explain to you this triangle. In the triangle, how many sides are there? 1, 2, and 3. Can you see? How many lines of symmetry are there? 1, then 2, and a 3. So the line of symmetry on these polygons is equal to the number of sides of the polygon. This has 3. Next, how many? What is this? This is a square. So in this, how many lines are there? There are 4 lines of symmetry. Any other line that I simply draw will not give it the line of symmetry. So this is also a regular polygon. There are 4 lines of symmetry, and how many sides does this polygon have? It has 4 sides. The next one, this is a pentagon. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if it's a pentagon, and you can see the lines that are passing are all passing through the center, and it will be dividing the figure or the polygon into 5. There are 5 lines of symmetry. So similarly here, this is simple. These 3 are for your homework. So now you write. Do you agree with the statement? Yes, we agree with the statement. Now look at the second here. Here in the second one, you have these 2 lines. Okay. But do you think this line is going to divide it into 2 equal half? No. But this line, when you fold the square on the line, you will see that it will be just the mirror image. So just put a tick. Now, between this line and this line, you see, it is this line which when you fold the star, you will get the mirror image. So, I have ticked here. Even for this line is wrong, but this line is correct. The fourth one here, there's a line simply drawn through the arrow. No, that is wrong. But if you have an imaginary line that is coming through this, the dotted line, then of course if you fold this arrow on this, you can have the line of symmetry. Okay. So these remaining 4 are left for your homework. Okay. Now let's look at this figure. So figure A, as I said, 90 degree is a right angle. Now, a right angle means, just imagine you have a sleeping line and you have a standing line straight up, or when we are straight up, standing straight, that is, we are forming a right angle with the ground. Okay, so this is the right angle. What is it? This one is the right angle. So you can see one line of symmetry will be there only in the right angle, because you can put it like this, the line. Okay, then these are then for B, where is B? It will not have a line of symmetry. Yes, and is there any right angle? No, there is no right angle. What about C? C also will not have any line of symmetry, but does it have a right angle? Yes, it does have a right angle. Okay, what about D? D again has a right angle, and you see, if I fold this and draw a line like this here, it will fold and you will have a line of symmetry. Okay. Now, these are the different ways you can make it at home. I have given you these 3 examples of how we can make it a cube by this net. Okay. Now, can you tell me the shapes that are formed? The first one is tetrahedron. How many triangles can you see in this? There are 4 triangles. How many triangles can you see? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what is it forming? It's a 3-dimensional shape, and that shape is called the tetrahedron. Now what is this? This is a triangular prism. Can you see these 2 triangles? So this is a prism, but it is a triangular prism. Now see, I want you to solve it. I will give you the answers by the end of the week. Now D is a square-based pyramid. Can you see this? This is a square. What is it? It's a square at the base, and these triangles, 4 triangles, will help in forming the pyramid. So what's the base of the pyramid? The base of the pyramid is a square. So it's called a square-based pyramid. So C, E and F are for your homework. Okay. Come on, this is a lot practical, very simple. You won't take a lot of time, and get back to work. It's nice and interesting, unless we start off with the next lesson of shape and geometry. Yes, children, come on, buckle up quickly and give me the answers. Send it to me on my WhatsApp. If you have any difficulty, please let me know. Get back to me. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless all of you children.